Hello, guys. Once again, this is JP Sarri. For those that don't know my name, actually, my name is John Paul. Therefore, my initials are JP. My last name is Sarri Colea. A little hard to pronounce, so I just cut it short for Sarri. You can call me JP. JP Sarri, whatever is easier for you. I'm just giving you that personal information because, I'm so glad, about being part of this community. I've been making videos for close to a year now and close to 100 subscribers. So I'm really glad for all the people that have really trusted me with their, I would say, not just for their views, but also their friendship. I enjoy sharing this with you. I see this as a way to communicate with people, a way to touch people's lives too, and help others one way or the other. It's a time of distraction. It's a time where it's a hobby. I think people need hobbies. They need to do something that is constructive to keep their minds afloat. Life is tough out there for everybody, but people need some type of hope, and I think that's one of the things how hobbies become so important for a lot of people. Is just a way to entertain themselves, trying to forget the bad things that happen in our lives, but also to keep us, our minds clear. So I'm glad for your friendship more than your subscription. I'm really happy for your friendship, and that's what I treasure the most. Now, going into this, ready to review the brown custom, but let me just review this. In this case, the Uncanny version, the yellow version that also came along with the brown version. And let me just go again to the box. And as you can see, the same box with 7 inches tall, is the same size, same sculpt. Differences, of course, because of the custom information on this side. The same angle on that other side. Here in the back, as you can see, information. Now, there's differences in the information here compared to the other one. There's still some of the same data, but it changes a little bit. So if you want to pause it and read it, you're welcome to do so. Right there. And on this angle, right there, you can see on a different angle, like all the in this case, all the Gentle Giants, the same standard box, Wolverine, Marvel, Gentle Giant. And as you can see right here, same information. And then this one actually is number 281 and 850. So it's a little, the other one was, how many were in the other one? 750. So there's 100 more pieces on this one. Seems like the other one is a little more exclusive. And of course, like always, comes with this little card. If you remember well, back in the 90s, people collect cards, like sports cards, but they were like the superhero cards. I did collect a bunch of them. Mainly, I did a lot of, in this case, Marvel, but did a lot of DC. Man, I love that thing back in the day. Nowadays, they don't do that anymore. I hardly see them. They're still around. It's just there was something that you did, and you trade with your friends and everything. That was one of the coolest thing ever. So it's kind of nice that they give this because it's kind of like a touch to the past. Because those kids back in the day, they grew up, and now we are adults collecting statues. We changed from action figures and cards and comics into a little more stylish, a little more, I don't know, cosmopolitan way of collecting, but it's just the way we do it. Now going into the piece, it's just amazing. Now the thing is this: when this came out, I wasn't too happy because there were a lot of it came with a lot of problems. I contacted my seller, and he was very kind. He told me, you want to return it, but actually you got the best of what we have. He gave me the best. He always does. So the truth is that it came from the factory, and talking to other collectors, I noticed that there were a lot of people, they have problems. First of all, I'm going to start with the thing. This one came with very gray eyes. They were dark, almost black. I thought that was just mine, but actually checking with other people, they all have the same problem. So what I did, I was very upset, just to come to find out that actually the factory messed it up, and they all were the same. So, try not to be a jerk with my seller, or trying to, because in reality I know, it's not their fault in one way, what factories do in China. So what I did, I just went, got me some paint, silver paint. I want to give it still a little darkness to it, a little, depth, and I just painted the eyes and solved the problem. This one, the difference to the other, actually the face is a lot better than the brown one. You know, I don't know if you can see it well. The dots, the beard, and all that stuff. It looks better. It doesn't shine as much. It looks much better with this. There's differences in the sculpt, the ears, in this case the fins or whatever here, and the cowl actually are shorter or more closer to the Uncanny version. There's differences. The same problem, you know, they just painted the hair instead of just you know, sculpting it. Well, look, what can I say? But actually the paint in this one is very clean, as you can see in the rest of the parts. You know, you can see I like the shine, and this blue is very kind of metallic, kind of, no, like the glossy blue in there, the yellow. I like, you know, there's differences, of course. It's still the slim version, different belt, nice, very nice. Actually, the paint job here was there. The problem that I have with mine was that there was some sloppiness in the paint. Actually, there was glue shown into the arms. So, and then in reality, what they did is that they sculpted the whole piece, but the arms with the clothes were sculpted separately. So they, the problem what they did, and I noticed, and this is probably a factory mistake, and probably you can see that there's probably still some residue somewhere. I don't know if you can see it. It's not angling perfectly. What happened is that they glue it after they paint it, and that's the stupidest thing I ever seen in my life. And I can say that from Gentle Giant. So what I have to do in order to fix the problem, I have to scrape all that glue and repaint the blue parts and repaint the yellow parts. So I did some repaint, personal repaint into it, and I fixed it. Because the truth is that I was so bummed. I could return it, but I say, man, you know, I waited for 2 years for this to come out. I wanted to be perfect, and I wanted to have be a companion piece to the brown version, because you know, I don't know, just love both. You know, I fixed it, and now it looks perfect, you know. And of course comes the metallic. As you can see, there's weight to it, like everything else. There's weight, there's differences, of course, in the sculpt, but pretty much it's the same thing. I like it because here it's not painted. Actually, they sculpt the lines. They're marking to the, so they mark in the sculpt and the statue. So that's very nice. I think I like that. It gives detail. It gives more depth. It looks better that way. And looking at that, you know, I like the veins popping in his arms. I love the hand. You know, the hand is perfect. The way they create the hand, the finger, the extension of the hand. You know, some statues you see that actually the hands are a little sloppy, or they're weird looking. They don't look realistic. Some statues come that way. But they did a great job. And most of the Gentle Giant pieces actually are not you know, hand sculpted like the old-fashioned way. They are mainly digital sculpted. So you know, digital sculpting is becoming a very tremendous way to sculpt. A lot of people dislike them, yeah, but actually I like it when there's done right, and I think they did a great job with this one. As you can see right here, let me lift it up so you can see the number. Like the other one's a Gentle Giant Wolverine minibus, 281 out of 850. All right, now let's just have a comparison with Brown Wolvie to see the little difference and when they're together. Alright, now you can see them together side by side. As you can see, actually, Brown Wolf is a little closer. Okay, now it's better. Let me try to angle it in a way that you can see them in all their glory. There's differences. Regardless of the sculpt of anything, there's clear differences. First, on the cowl. As you can see, this one has the ears are a lot larger, while this one is a little shorter. So it resembles the characters well, the Uncanny version and the Brown custom. At this one resembles, I think it resembles more than the Jim Lee version resembles the Brown custom from the Origins, Wolverine Origins. I like it. You know, just there it is a lot of differences. You can see the shoulder pads right there, you know, very different on him, and there he doesn't have them. There's a little more You can see the hairs more in his arms that you can see on that one, and that's nothing to do with the sculpt. That has to do with the paint job. I like the brown custom a lot. I like the belt, and I like the difference. So there's differences, of course. They took differences out, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad. I really like these two pieces together. That's the reason I bought them together, so they can be companion pieces to each other. It would be nice if if Gentle Giant will produce an X-Force version. I will also be ready to buy it, just to have the three main versions that I like about Wolverine. And maybe why not a version, unmasked version? I don't know, a Logan, in civil clothes. It would be a nice touch. They're producing a lot of stuff. Like I said in my previous video, Juggernaut is coming. Spider-Man is coming. There's a lot of things coming from Gentle Giant. They're really doing a great job with this minibus, and I'm really glad. I was not a minibus fan, like I said before, but I'm getting into it just with Gentle Giant because I like what they do. I heard also the Prototype C, the company from Eric Sosa, is mentioning about the possibility of creating some minibus. Some people like minibus without arms. I personally like the arms. It gives the effect. Like I said before, and I mentioned that in one of the forum, in this case, Statue Forum. For me, the Green Lantern without a ring is not Green Lantern. Wolverine without the claws is not Wolverine. Captain America without the shield is not Captain America. So for me, the arms are so important in a minibus, of course, in this type of bus. I understand the big bus. People love big bus. I'm not crazy about them. I understand the point of having no arms. Those actually look good like that. But a small bus like this, mini bus like this, I want to have that. That's my personal preference, and I know everybody has a different preference and different likes and dislikes about everything. So and that's understandable. That's it's a democracy. Everybody has their voice, and every voice deserves to be heard. Once again, my friends, I thank you, and I appreciate that you took the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you ask, sometimes I'm not able to answer the questions right away or your comments, but I watch your comments. Sometimes I don't have the time to do it. Most of the time I answer through my phone. So there's something about the apps where it's difficult to really answer from the iPhone to any comment directly from the app. It's like, and for some reason lately with all the new updates to the iPhone, it seems that it's more difficult really to respond. It doesn't allow you to respond from the phone. So, sometimes I have to wait to come home and do it on the computer. But I'm really always looking and really reading those comments, and I appreciate you take the time to leave your comments. And I want to answer to you as soon as possible. But, for reasons of work and life, sometimes I don't have the time. But when I have the time, I try to make it a priority to answer to each one of you. But thank you again for watching the video, and enjoy your weekend. Actually, I'm gonna probably upload this not on the weekend, but pretty much after Comic-Con. But just stay tuned and keep collecting. And thanks for watching. God bless.
All right, team. When we infiltrate Asteroid M, we'll split up, and then Logan.
What? What out, Buttinsky?
Jean's my girl. How many times do I have to? No, Logan. I clearly told you to fill the Blackbird's gas tank.
Oh, sorry, Psych. I mean, whoever you are. Weapon X messed up my memories, and you know the rest.